What is your name? My name is Sara Sugihara. How old are you? I am 63 years old. What is or was your occupation? I was a dancer, a choreographer, a teacher, a composer, and a director. And now I am a translator and interpreter from French and a script editor in English for feature films and plays. Where were you born? I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, at the Richardson Lying-in House at Mass General. What generation of your family first moved to the U.S. and where from? I'm a third generation American. My grandparents moved here in the early 20th century. What do you think made them leave Japan and come to the U.S.? For my paternal grandfather, he was invited by the U.S. government to grow cantaloupes in Colorado, of all places. I have no idea if that's what he did in Japan. I know he was apparently rather good at it. I never met him. My maternal grandfather, I believe, was brought here by his brother, who kind of hitched a ride here on a boat serving the president of Amherst College. It's a very odd story. I'm actually not clear on why he came here, but I suspect it was an opportunity. I also believe my maternal grandmother married him in an arranged marriage, and she did not know him, and she certainly didn't love him. Perhaps she did at the end. I don't know. I never met either one of my maternal grandparents. Were your parents and grandparents holding on to Japanese customs? I don't know, since I didn't meet them. I believe both my parents went to Japanese school, which means they would have studied some Japanese customs and some language. I did not. I was entirely integrated and spoke only English. I learned Norwegian at the age of 8, but I primarily spoke English to my parents. Um, they did not celebrate Japanese holidays. They certainly didn't have any Japanese religion. Um, they didn't certainly wear any of the outfits. So, no, I guess not. Have you ever been to Japan? No. I was invited to go there to teach in 1995, but it really didn't look like it was going to work out, and they didn't want to pay per diem, and it was kind of annoying. And I, of course, don't speak Japanese, so I was going to have to learn, and it kind of just never worked out. Do you still have family in Japan? If yes, have you ever tried to contact them? I assume that there are distant relatives of both my parents somewhere in Japan, but A, I don't speak the language. B, I don't know if they'd ever want to hear from me. I am so profoundly Western in aspect, philosophy, physical comportment, everything. I think I would really stick out. I saw Lost in Translation, the movie, and it totally freaked me out how many Japanese people there were in the movie. And I kind of identified with the Westerners, which is probably really bad, but it's how I felt. I identified more with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor than with all the very nice Japanese people. I've never been attracted to an Asian person. They've all been sort of white and blonde. Very odd. Do you have children? No, I do not. Are you a resident of any country other than the U.S.? No, but I did live in France for 30 years off and on, as I speak fluent French. I was married to a Catalan national to whom I spoke English, French, Catalan, Spanish for the 8 or 9 years that we were together, and we did live part of the year in Paris and the other time in New York. Do you consider yourself American? What does that mean? Yes, I do. I am very happy to enjoy the privilege, benefit, and rights that I have as an American citizen, the right to vote being one of them, the right to choose what happens with my own body. Having lived in other countries and having spoken many other languages, I'm quite happy to think of myself as an American. And in fact, as I said, if I were to go to Asia, I would so stick out as Asian in the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the body language, the fact that I don't laugh the way they do, and certainly I don't eat the food they do. How long do you think it takes for one to become an American? I think that depends on the person and whether he or she wants to become an American. I think if you live here, you can choose to integrate yourself into the customs and culture of where you're living. I think it also depends on who you hang out with. I hang out primarily with other artists, writers, directors, actors, all of whom are mostly American. But my non American friends generally retain their own identities, enjoy living here and the rights and privileges which they are given because they live here, but I think they want to keep their own identities. I felt the same way when I was in France. I tried very hard to integrate myself into the French society as I saw it, while being profoundly aware that I was American. And the discrimination I experienced as an Asian national in France was quite striking. Is there anything else you would like to say? No, except that I hope that this will be helpful to Rosa in her project. All the best. Happy New Year, guys. Okay, bye.